Hey, who will share their wine with me?
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from childhood and credit scene by scene. So you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared. It's a party. Air horns this time.
Yeah, I'll put them in there.
Yeah.
Put them in there.
300. We did it.
Rise of an empire. Let's go, baby.
Let's go. It's all for you, listeners. Couldn't have done without you.
Couldn't have done without you. Have some wine with us. We're having wine at some point.
You can't see it. I'm pointing at you.
He's pointing. He's pointing at very specific points.
Gesturing wildly.
Wildly gesturing. Holding the heads of his enemies.
That's right. In my other hand, yeah.
In his other hand, yes, while he points at you with a smile. And you're like, oh, mine next? Like, yeah, probably. If you cross me.
That's right. That's right. If you cross me, listeners.
Yes. This godlike podcast we have here.
Yeah. We are the God Kings of this podcast.
That's fun stuff. Okay, so we're back. Part 2, 300, episode 300, doing 300 Rise of an Empire. As our empire rises.
My mind is exploding right now.
I know. I can't even fathom what we're doing here. So smart to find a movie called 300 for our 300th episode.
That's right. That's right. And
we'll have to thank Snack Snyder for this, even though he's enemy of the pod. We have to thank him for making a movie called 300.
Mortal enemy of the pod.
Yes, mere mortal.
That's right. That's right. The only other thing that we have to look forward to, because it's 300 part 2, is random facts about the number 300.
Oh, okay. That's going to be, okay.
Yep, it's going to be stupid. I'll start us off with a stupid one before we even get back into the movie.
Well, let's do it. I love it. Coming in hot.
So 300 is what's known as an abundant number.
Jesus. Yes.
Because the sum of its proper divisors, 568,
obviously,
is greater than the number itself.
Okay, good start.
Math nerds? Our listeners are mostly math nerds.
Yeah. 50% math nerds, 50% male strippers, 50%. What was the other 50%?
Martians? I don't know.
You said it last episode. What was it?
Yeah, I immediately forgot. It was like 10 minutes ago in real time.
Oh my goodness. So we're back with part 2, episode 300, 300 Rise of an Empire. Here we go. We're back. Where'd we leave off? Jerry Butts' face. The Spartans in chronological time. The movie 300 is about to begin.
Yeah.
Right.
Chronic time.
Chronic time. Right now. It's chronic
well,
time.
It's kind of the middle of 300 too. There was a lot of setup in that movie.
Yeah, that's right. So they're marching to the gates, and basically, if you flipped over to watch 300 right now, that would be the moment to do it, and then you come back to this, I think, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Ish. Loosely.
Ish. Yeah.
So then we're at the
Actually, I think timing wise, you should turn 300 on one screen and then put this movie on, like unpause this one right at the same time. So you're watching them both consecutively.
Yes, like because those events are happening at the same time. Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of like it's like watching Wizard of Oz and playing Dark Side of the Moon, right? You kind of want to sync those. That would be the time right now.
Yep, so, you want 2 TVs for this. 2
TVs. We need double TVs. So if you don't have 2 TVs in your home, what are you doing?
Broke ass listeners, buy a t-shirt.
Yeah, 50% of our listeners are also rich.
That's right.
The other 50% have at least 2 TVs.
We cater to the 1%.
Yes, that's right. That's why we have so few listeners.
That's right.
We go for quality. We go for quality, not quantity.
That's right. That's right. Name of the game. Name of the podcast game.
That's right. Shut your cockhole. All right, so here we are. We're at the Greek soldier camp here, them testicles camp. We come back to this camp quite a few times through the rest of this movie.
Yeah, just hanging out at the beach.
Yeah, he's walking around with his right-hand man. And
he's like, keep the men fed and sober. Also wouldn't hurt if they could swing a sword. No, that should be first.
Right.
Yeah.
Swing a sword.
Dum-dums.
And then we come across the son there. And he's like, what are you doing here, you little shit?
Does your daddy know you're here?
Your papa know you're here.
And he's like, no, but my mommy does.
Okay.
He's like, all right.
That's fine.
He's like, well, and she gave you a sharp blade, so there's that.
He's like,
this scene's so stupid.
Yeah, he's like, you're going to be on my ship, boy.
Yeah.
And then we get a shot of the trailer of him sharpening a sword, and then we get ship talk. Yeah. And them's testicles, he's talking about an attack, and it's the classic Greek underdog plan, right? So few of us, so many of them.
Our ships are way smaller. We have way less guys. We just need to like inflict a wound on the Persians, and that'll boost Greek morale. And you're like, it sounds like we're doing a suicide mission. And he's like, such is my plan. Like,
wow.
Wait, but Leonidas is also doing a suicide mission.
Who's our leaders here? Do you guys actually have any tactician military experience?
We can't all do suicide plans.
Because if we're all dead, then there's no us. That means there's no Greece. Do you get
right?
Okay.
Who's gonna rise an empire?
So we go over to the bad guy's ship, Artemisia. She's like, she's looking for like every captain. I need a good right hand shipmate here. I need a good right hand man who can get some stuff done. I need someone who can execute on my plan.
That's right. She does a lot of like, look at their tiny boats.
Look at their tiny boats. Ha ha ha. And then we find some dude on board, and he's like, yeah, I'll do this. And she's like, go humiliate them and kill them all.
Yep. Lay waste to their tiny ships.
I mean, that seems like a pretty easy task, right? Just go do your job.
Wildly outnumbering the Greeks. This should be easy.
Ego and arrogance gets in the way, Still get a plan. Mm-hmm. Don't treat all your enemies as if they're equal, right?
That's right. Egos will be the downfall of us all.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Checking in your ids. All right, so we're back on them's testicle ship, right?
Yep.
Another speech. Oh my God.
Yep. Well, this is only his second speech. There's going to be 10 more.
There is 10 more. This movie is just narration and speeches. And it's like, all right, I know you're Greeks, I know you're wordy, but can we move on here? Yep.
He's like, y'all, you don't get it. The Persian ships are powered by slaves. We're powered by freedom. And they're like, slaves seem way more effective in this case. No. He's like, all right, and everyone remember, don't get killed on the first day. And everyone's like, ha, 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 ha.
Is this a suicide mission though, boss? And we got a bunch of
don't get killed on day one. We got to do this for a movie.
We can do a suicide mission a couple times, so don't do it all one shot.
That's right.
And we get the ships getting into position. So he's going on about the plan. We're going to attack the middle. We're kind of just cross. He's planning and okay.
Their ships are strong in the front, but weak in the middle.
So
what?
My plan is we're going to ram them in the middle. That's it? Yep. That's your plan?
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then we cut to some ship action. Right?
Yep. So they ram them.
Yeah. They do exactly as he said.
The Persian ships are taking on water. It's not going great.
And he's doing the whole thing. It's kind of like I think he's doing like the heist movie thing where he's talking about the plan of the heist while the heist is being played out type of thing.
The first Clooney-esque.
Yeah, the first round is we get the two boats coming next to each other. It's like the Olympics. They're throwing spears at each other, killing some people. Yep. Second round of the Olympics here is ship ramming, and that's when they do the
famously second round of the Olympics is all about ramming them,
ramming ships. Right, shot from the trailer. Mm-hmm. More ramming. Persian ships are splitting. Slow-mo ship sinking.
Artemisia looks pissed.
She's like, dude, guys, I said to humiliate them and wipe them out. I didn't say let them humiliate us and wipe us out. Is there miscommunication there from leadership down?
Yep. They're like, wait, we thought you said fail.
I thought fail fast is the way of the future. No, failing at all is stupid. Stop that. And she's like, let's retreat. They get this win this time. For now.
Their tactics are creative. You're like, are they? Like, ram them? Like, people have been doing that for tale as old as time.
Centuries. Before you guys.
Silly.
So, back at the camp.
We come back to the daddy and son.
Yeah.
Well, not daddy doesn't know yet. But the son's like, I'll be ready by tomorrow for sure. Because he got injured in this first battle immediately.
And then he's talking to his right-hand sidekick dude there and like, hey, if this plan works, we should be able to hold out long enough for the Spartans to hold out or do their thing, right? That was like the whole idea. Like
Exactly.
So everyone's holding out for everyone else. So
yeah, long enough for the Spartans to unite Greece. And you're like, Oh, wait, you've been palpatining them. I forgot.
Right, because I don't think the Spartans are on. I don't think they're into uniting fleets. I think they're just kind of like...
They will by dying.
That's right. Because in death, that's when you learn your lesson, right?
Yeah.
So.
And that's when the boys are like, cleaning up their wounds a little bit. And one of the guys is like, hey, who share their wine with me? You're like, what is happening?
You got to drink wine when you win, right? That's just what you do. So then we're back on Artemisia's ship. It's just a lot of back and forth on ships. It's stupid. This movie's so boring.
Well, this part's very funny, I thought, because she's like, all right, give me a report. And from like her generals, and one guy's like, well,
TPS report.
We're still counting the losses. It's pretty bad out there. And she's like, oh, really? And then they just toss that guy overboard. It's like,
oh, is that what you said? As they're like cuffing like heavy metal things on his wrist, so he drags down the bottom of the sea. You're like, oh yeah, you think something went wrong? Yeah,
you're
get him out of here. Oh, you're still doing math? Okay, well, math this -1. You.
If we invented math.
Yes. Oh, you need an abacus to figure this out? No, get out of here.
Yeah, and she's like, somebody else, give me a report.
Like I'd be like,
and then that other guy's like, oh, he already counted. He like does it, like lists off the losses. And you're like, wait, that's what that other guy was about to get to. Like,
yeah, if you had this information already, just spit it out.
What?
And then they talk about them Testicles, and they're like, yeah, he's over there, and they're like, oh, that's the dude who killed Darius himself. And we re-show, and when they say this, we re-show the entire scene.
We watch it again. I'm like, why?
Why? We know
this is not the first movie that we've watched that has done this.
Oh no.
I'm trying to remember. This has happened a few times to us. Where we're like, don't make us watch the movie twice. Inside the movie.
Yeah. Like we know. We remember. It was 20 minutes ago.
I remember.
Yeah. So they re-show the whole thing, and then and then we're another speech about being disappointed about all these men and their failures. She's going on. More speeches. Yeah,
she's like, that guy, them testicles. He's got testicles. I tell you what,
he's got quite the testicles on him. That's the kind of guy.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
you all stink.
You all stupid.
Yeah. Is it too much to ask for victory?
Yeah, and she's not even doing a compliment sandwich to her soldiers here. She's just kind of. It's not at all.
Just berating them.
Berating them, which bad leadership.
And they're like, you guys, queen lady here, slave lady, whoever you are, lady, Greek lady, don't, we had so many losses. Like we got a bunch of dead slaves going. We lost a bunch of ships. And she's like, dead slaves and ships mean nothing. I'm disappointed in you. Not even mad.
I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed. The worst. That's the worst.
Yep. And then some guy steps up and he's like, I'll be the guy you can trust to finish this. We'll be done by the end of the day.
Just saying how it is. Okay.
Yeah.
No, see how that goes. So then we're in some ship transition shots here. We got Greeks rowing on some calm water, slow-mo, of course. They're like,
yeah. If it's not overhead boat shots, it's just guys standing around. That's the other part of this movie that's just they show a million times.
Yeah. This is like one of those poorly directed scenes because I was kind of really confused where everyone was in relation to each other. I was like,
yes.
Where is everybody? This is what happens when
miles apart? Or
yeah, that's what happens when you shoot everything on a green screen and digitally add water later. There.
Yep.
Gnome.
And then make it like foggy so that way you can't like. There's no like. This is how you save money on computer graphics.
Yep. Just do a lot of fog
and water. Yeah, fog and water.
Just fog, mostly fog actually.
Yeah.
He's doing the old all right, hold, prepare for battle thing here, right? And I was like, I'm not even sure what's going on, but it's like it's a face off between them, and then
they're just staring at each other.
Yeah, and the bad dude's like, advance, right? And I'm so confused what happened next. So this is when they
kick off the battle.
Right. But they and then them's testicles is like, no, right? And then
and then it cuts to the Persians and they're like, wait, where'd they go?
But nothing happens. That's why I was confused. That's right. Because he's like, advance, and he's like, now, and then it's like, but nothing happens. And I guess the Greeks
don't lose sight of them.
Yeah, and they're
like, look at those cowards. They're retreating. And then she's like, I don't know, those sneaky Greekies.
Sneaky Greek, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. She's like, they're retreating. Haha, we did it, everyone. We did it. And she's like, I don't think so. And then they get boned.
Yeah.
And they start ramming again.
Well, they get the Persians like go through the fog and they end up in like some like little cliff river in between like two rocks basically, right? And they're trapped and they start smashing into their own stuff and they're like, oh, this is chaos.
Awesome.
And then this is all from the trailer where they have the slow-mo running.
jumping off the cliff,
doing the attack from top down, and just we get some metal music and some warring and swords and shields, and the Greeks are winning.
It's a bow fight.
It's a boat fight. Good old-fashioned boat fight. And meanwhile, Artemisia, she's watching. I'm not sure how she can see all this through the fog, but she's like...
From somewhere.
Yeah, I'm like, she can't see this. It's like she's like a mile away, at least.
Just sitting there tapping her fingers.
Yeah, I'm annoyed this isn't over yet. And we get father and son kicking ass together, doing some cool moves. And then once they kill a couple dudes, Dad's like pissed.
This is when they notice each other. He's like, wait, you? And they're like, oh. And then then they hack up some guys together, and
a lot of
Daddy
CG
starts
blood,
screaming at him.
limbs being chopped off. It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yep.
And the son's like, I got to protect the nation and protect the family. He's like, who told you that? He's like, my father, which is him. It's like, what? Remember what you said?
Dumb. But then they immediately win and find the guy who's like, it'll be over by tonight. Don't worry.
Yeah. Them testicles chops his arm off, chops his leg off.
Chops his leg off.
Like, what? And
then just like slices his head in half.
Yeah. Just go for that off the bat. Like, why does this need to be?
What's happening?
Wasting so much energy with all these extra moves.
Yep. And then that's the shot from the trailer where it's a Greek guy's face with his helmet on and just like blood drip. It's the other guy's blood, come to find out.
Yeah, not his own. Never his own. And then Artemisia's like, I want to send them testicles a little message.
Yep. She's like, he used deception effectively. Great work.
Yes. I'd like to meet him on neutral ground. So this is the halfway point of this movie. We're back at the camp.
Our friends, the Greeks.
Yep. We're back at the camp. Another speech.
We did it, you guys. We did it.
Something about fear is freedom. I don't quite follow that one.
Like that.
Yeah. Fear is love. Fear is freedom. I don't know.
That's right. And then the messenger rolls up from the Persians, and he's like,
"Don't kill me. I'm just the messenger."
Yeah. Artemisia wants to talk to that guy because he's cool. Pretty cool.
Is them testicles out here? Because she wants to see him.
And they're all like, that seems ridiculous. Why wouldn't you just kill him and not bring him back? And they're like, trust me. Like, what do we have to gain? We're going to kill all you guys anyway in a minute. Like, what do we care? And he's like, yeah, no, he's right. They're going to kill us all in a minute anyway. I'll go.
It's fine. Don't worry about it, boys. He's like, let's go. So he hops on the boat, and then we're on Artemisia's ship here.
The barge. The humble barge.
The humble barge in neutral land.
Welcome to my humble barge.
She is playing a new tactic here.
Yep.
If you know what I'm saying.
Oh, a couple of tactics. Am I right?
Different kind of war in that kind of a dress, if you know what I mean.
That's right.
So she's like, let's go into my chambers here.
Are you a god? And he's like, maybe.
According to Ghostbusters, if they don't ask if you're a god, you say yes. So I don't. All right.
That's right.
And they chat, and they're kind of doing a little word pairing here, back and forth. Oh, okay, yes, we both have wits. We both read the script.
And they're talking about who killed the king, and he's like, who even remembers at this point? That was like 10 years ago. And she's like, no, I remember. I like that guy.
Basically my father. Like,
oops.
Yikes. Then she's going on about how they're outnumbered, and then we get to the real pitch here. The real ITMT pitch, the Hollywood pitch here. She's like, hey, why don't you join me at my side like a Sith, you know? He was always two.
Commander. Yeah.
And we can go and we can take over the galaxy.
And she's like, Leonidas, that guy, he brought 300 guys like a dipshit. He's dead as hell. Like, you guys have nothing to go back to. Like, Xerxes is going to crush them. And he's like, it's all those bureaucrats in the Republic. Like, they're screwing you over.
Classic bureaucrats.
Why do you want to die like this? And he's like, well, I don't really care. I don't have a family.
No, I'm not fighting for the politicians. I'm not fighting for them. He's like, I'm fighting for freedom and grace.
That's right. Okay. I got one passion, and it's been readying my troops to battle you. And she's like, ooh, say that again.
Yeah. She gets a little fired up, and all of a sudden she's getting a little handsy, touchy, feely, and then she gets a little aggressive. And then she goes for the she goes for the final push, like, hey, join me or die. And they get into it's funny because there's no other way to say it. That's it. I like how the music kicked into like action music, And they're like fighting and banging at the same time and like tossing each other around. I was like, what's happening right now?
Yeah. I also loved how great directing choice. Then they cut to the soldiers outside and they're all like looking at each other like, can you guys hear that?
A little humor,
like,
a little joke
why
time.
is this in the movie?
Yeah, like a little joke time in the middle of this. Like what?
Cut that.
So they're throwing each other around. Yeah, battle. Like, that's it. That's the only way to say it. And then she's like, "Hey, what do you think? You want to join me?" And he's like, "Nah."
No. She's like, "You're no god. You're just a man after all."
Yeah.
And then she puts a sword to his neck and could have ended the movie right here. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Instead, she's like, "No, I'm not going to kill you tonight."
Yeah.
See you later.
See ya. And he gets back. It was so funny. He takes his little sad boat ride home, and at the camera on his face was just like, maybe I should have waited that answer out. maybe I should have finished things first and then been like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to go back to my camp.
Nope. Never finish a battle.
Yeah.
That isn't a safety tip, but
just common sense.
Yeah, it's just common sense.
So they're back at the camp, and they're like, so what'd you learn? He's like, well...
and they're like, can she be beaten? And he's like,
I didn't glean any information at all. I actually don't even know what's happening right now.
Yeah, he was like, well, the next time we face her, it's gonna be bad, you guys.
He was like, did you guys know she's got boobs? Like, you're useless. You're a useless leader.
Truly. There are no leaders. This is a democracy, Russ.
Oh, right.
It's like half the time is a democracy and half the time is a king. It's whenever it's convenient.
Right. Yeah, so like, did you learn anything? And he's like, nah, all hell's coming with her because I think I kind of pissed her off.
Yeah. I may have made things worse. You guys.
Did you battle and leave in the middle? Yes.
Oh, God, it gets a fifth time this week.
That's not what you do. You don't leave in the middle of battle.
No.
We cut to ships.
Yeah, and like slaves doing prep work.
Somebody's got to do it, I guess.
So,
holy ships! There's a massive
just
fleet.
like guys looking at stuff. There's so much B-roll in this movie that is insignificant to the plot. Like nothing here sets anything up. They're all just like, oh, there's guys on ships doing stuff.
I just love how the B-roll is all just CG stuff. It was like,
yes.
Hey man, what are you doing? Hey Eric over there, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just making some fog. Hey, can you just make ships?
Yeah, like nobody told this guy B-roll supposed to be the cheap part. It's like, no, we'll do all the B-roll with computers. It's fine.
He's like, I made one ship. He's like, copy paste in the ocean. Turn them around a little bit. They all look the same. So the Persians bring in their big boy boat, though. This is their big boy boat. They're like, oh, you want to ram us? We can do that too. And they just start smashing Greek ships while dropping oil, like just spurting oil into the sea. Yeah.
And a classic Greek fire situation.
Yes, Greek fire. So then Themistocles, he's so this kind of warring's going on. They're going back and forth a little bit here, and then Themistocles, he pulls up a spear from the water, and he's like, "Oh no!
Oh, they greased it! They greased it, boys!
They greased it. Get it? Do you get it, guys? Too soon. Retreat! I mean, retreat. He's the worst."
Yeah. So then he's like, retreat, and then he's also like, archers, don't retreat. Like you should shoot stuff.
You should shoot stuff, but the rest of us get back, right? And meanwhile, the Persians have little backpack swimmers, little froggers here with little backpacks of oil, I think, on them, swimming towards their ships.
Bomberman.
Little kamikaze guys here. And this is all from the trailer, but she's like, Artemisia, she takes aim, right? And
so stupid.
There's a lot of tense scene going back and forth. These guys swimming, and there's arrows flying everywhere. And she takes a couple arrow shots.
It's like hundreds of yards away. Again, it's like
so far.
It's like the king. It's like when Themistocles there took out Darius. It's stupid.
It's the miracle shot, right? It hurt around Greece.
Well, the miracle 3 shots, not just one. Right. She nails it 3 times.
Here's just a general safety tip of life. If you get hit with an arrow once, get down on the ground and crawl away. Don't go stand. Down. Yeah. Don't stand. Like, make your target bigger. Like, And so Dadocles there, he gets an arrow to the chest, and he's just standing there. Son comes over, and he takes a second one to the chest. The son's like, oh man, I'm going to keep holding you up. And he's like, no, don't do that. Get him down on the ground.
Yep.
And then the third one hits him. 3 shots.
3 shots.
It's like, no wonder you keep losing. You guys don't know when to get down, and
Dadicles, classic.
Classic Dadicles.
And the son's like, oh man. And the dad's like, fight on, my boy.
My boy. Oh, Sonicles. And then there's more flaming arrows coming in, and we get the flame toss guy from the trailer. He's some big guy who's just like throwing flame things.
Yeah. And they're like, aim for that guy. He's doing the most damage right now.
Yes.
Archers.
Go.
Yeah.
So they hit him. And the guy, he doesn't get his flame toss off, and he falls over the edge into the spraying stream of oil, which just lights up
while
immediately.
He's on fire. Yep.
Blows up the big Persian ship, blows up the other ships next there. Big explosions. Didn't think it was possible, but it happens. Very Michael Bay-esque.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And then, to make it even more Michael Bay-esque, we see her, which I thought she was on this boat that's exploding, but apparently not.
No.
She lights another arrow on fire and shoots one of the bombermen who made it to the boat in the back, in the bomb.
In the back.
Which then is like a slow burn until it actually catches, which I don't really understand. Like it takes like 5 minutes.
Maybe it's got to go. It's a time thing. It's got to go through the pack, but I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah.
I don't imagine that being the case.
And again, what a shot from hundreds of yards away.
Like she could get an Olympic gold medal in archery.
And now this bomberman is standing on the boat, next to them testicles, like 10 feet away, maybe, right?
And them testicles is like, ooh,
oh shit. And I was like, oh wait, is the movie over? I was so pumped for a minute because he explodes. Everyone explodes.
The boat blows up.
Yeah,
that's it.
Like, well,
sunk my battleship.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Guess that movie's over.
Yeah, G2.
But it's not.
It's not. So we cut inside the water, and we have them testicles float in the water. The old classic, like, I'm knocked out, I'm going to wake up thing. What are
much
these
ocean slow motion.
What are these creatures that are in there? Are these like ancient dinosaurs?
Like some kind of shark things. Yeah,
I guess they had them back then, right? These crazy like eel.
Oh, Josh too. Another connection.
There you go. So he's in the water, and he's like, what? And he sees all these dead bodies. They're all floating in the water because they all float down there.
Sharks eating his friends.
Yeah, there's like these eel dinosaur sharky things that are zipping around and like eating all his buddies. And then one comes at him, and he snaps awake, and all of a sudden he's on the shore back at the camp, and his sidekick
Yep. And then we get more narration.
Oh god.
Because you know what we haven't had in 10 minutes? Narration.
Oh my god.
From Gorga. She's like, the dead have no guilt. And you're like, no, because they're dead.
This is so brutal. So brutal.
Yeah.
And
somehow everyone's dead except for like the main characters.
And she's going on about how he screwed up because he didn't kill Xerxes too. So we're going back to that whole thing, which we already know. We've already said this.
Yeah, we get it. Yeah,
get it. And then he goes checks in on his Dadicles, and Dadicles is dying. And I was like, I don't care.
There are no stakes here. I don't care at all.
And the Sonicles is like, no, Dad, don't die. And Dad's like, see you, Sonicles. Gotta go. And Chobani.
Oh, that's right. Part 1 was brought to you by Oikos. Part 2 is brought to you by Chobani.
He's like, don't forget to eat your Chobani.
It must be like the 300th episode. So and then Themistocles does a bunch of crying, which I was like, this seems out of character based on what we've seen the rest of the movie.
And then Sidekickicles, he's like, how much more of this can we do? How much more can we watch our young men die? Whatever. They're all just farmhands and artists and poets.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Sorry. Right before that, though, that's when we get the last words from Dadicles, but we don't hear them yet.
We don't hear it. He says them testicles.
And Sonicles is like, what did my dad say? And he's like, I'll tell you in time, boy.
I'll tell you when it's important to the movie.
He's like 35.
He's going to die before you get to tell him.
So stupid. But then it cuts to, sidekick guy being like, we're turning all of our young men into dead guys. And it's like, well, that's the burden of my command.
That was part of the, I was like, that was part of the plan.
Yeah. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie. Yeah, that's what we do here.
Wait, we don't speak French?
So meanwhile, we cut to the Persians and the God King there, and his elephant is traveling circus, traveling past. Yeah. That's the 300. The 300.
Back to 300. Yeah,
we're back to 300. Exactly, so that event's over.
Yeah, he's like, well, March my soldiers by the corpses. Let them look at the corpses.
So this is from the scene from the trailer, but like when you see it in context, he's just like, I don't know who he's talking to. He's just like doing a bunch of exposition to himself. I'm like, no one's around you, dude. Like, who are you talking to right now?
Well, I mean, he's 10 feet tall. You could probably hear him a little further away.
Yeah, probably like 50 feet away, right? So he's spouting on while the soldiers are marching by, and then we've got Gollum shows up, and he's like, "Hey, I got his sword. Here's his sword."
Yeah. Precious. Oh, the traitor. He's going to be in this movie. Okay.
He's like, the precious. I have his sword, the ring. Oh, different movie.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Yo, bring this sword to Athens as a warning. That'll be cool, right?"
Yeah. He's like, "We're going to burn Athens, but
let's
tell
warn
them ahead of time.
Let's warn them before we come and do that." Arrogance, the arrogance of all these characters, huh?
Yep.
And then Themistocles also this whole same time gets word that the Spartans have been slaughtered, right?
He's like, excellent.
Yeah, it's all part of a plan. Something about the Gollum, yada, yada, yada.
Yep. Now Greece has her martyrs.
Yes. Classic.
And he's like, you guys stay here, do this battle thing for a little bit. I'm going to Athens. And they're like, wait, what?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So there we are. We're back in Athens, and Themistocles meets Gollum and gets the sword. And Gollum is like, bros, God King will burn this place to the ground. Just giving you a warning. That's what this is all about. That's why I'm here.
Yep.
And more
and he's like, I should kill you. And he's like, yeah, you should totally kill me.
Look at me.
He's like, but I won't, though.
Gollum's like, dude, look at me. I'm waste.
Kill me, bro.
Kill me. Look at me. Look at me. Just kill me. Put me out of my misery.
Yep.
Women don't like me.
Yep. And then Themistocles like, you see, the 300 losing was all part of the plan. That was my victory because now we unite Greece and take this back to the God King. We're going to finish this battle in Salami.
Yep.
You're like, wait, what?
What?
And he's like,
there's going to be so much death. Well, then Gollum's like, there's going to be so much death and destruction. He's
from
like,
the trailer.
Yep.
He's the old lady that I thought was the old lady.
Yeah, you're right. He's like, oh, there's going to be so much death and destruction. And he's like, yeah. That's what we do here. That's what we do here in Greek land. All right, so
this when Delia shows up again, right?
We're in Sparta now, I think, because then Themistocles heads down to go see Queen Gorgo for kind of like the last pitch of we need your ships.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a shot from the trailer. We see all the charred bodies, the 300 bros now.
Yeah,
300 bodies when they're charred down fit nicely in a little wooden wheelbarrow.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's right.
She's like, we're done here. We're not giving any more.
Yeah. Haven't we given enough for your united Greece? I don't give a shit about this.
Yeah. Move along.
Sparta will give no more. We've given too much, which you're like, wait a second. I thought the whole point of that was it was only 300 bros. Don't you have a bunch of other?
Right.
Don't you have an army still?
Come on, man.
So silly.
All your generaling and your ideas here are not working out. And then he's like, all right, well, he drops the sword Precious right in front of her. And he's like, well, avenge him then at least.
Yeah. I thought you might want to avenge him, but I guess not. See you later.
Thought you were a queen. More like a princess. Ooh. Mic drop and he leaves. Crossing his fingers like, I really hope they show up. I really hope they show up. I really hope they show up.
Yep. And then, meanwhile,
back in Athens,
Xerxes is just overseeing the burning of Athens, and he's like, "All right. I
warned you. I literally told you, telegraphed what I was gonna do."
Yep. And then we get more narration.
More
talking about
narration.
There is no Athens, only Athenians. I'm like, this is stupid. No, Athens was a city until it got raised.
Yeah. So this moment of him going back to Athens and burning down, this is actually the beginning of the movie, right? Because the beginning of the movie, we see him doing all that stuff. So now we're caught up to the end.
Yep. And they do it again where they just repeat stuff from the beginning of the movie where she's like, yep, only wooden ships and a tidal wave of heroes' blood. You already did that.
We already covered this ground. We already covered this. This movie feels like it was all these moments in between for quote unquote, we'll call it plot. They just it was garbage, and they were just we just need something to get to the next fight scene so we can do more CG blood and arms getting cut off. That's
exactly.
It. There's no point. So then silly. We got the God King's traveling circus. We're back with them, right? Xerxes traveling circus. And he's spouting out about them testicles to Artemisia.
Hunchback of Notre Dame shows up, right?
Yep. Gollum shows up. He's like, precious. Yep. He's like, hey, yo, them testicles, he's still alive and kicking. and he's leading the charge. And Artemisia, she's like, that can't be possible. I blew up that guy with the arrow. That makes no sense.
That guy was totally dead.
With the flames and the thing, and we blew it all up. Like, come on.
Yeah, and he's like, no, they're all hanging out at Salami. You got to go.
You got to
go to Salami.
Gotta go to Salami.
And she's like, don't worry, Xerxes. I got this. I'll attack the Greeks with my whole navy. And he's like slapping her around. And you're like, wait a second.
This isn't your right hand lady? This is, so there's a whole, she talks back to the God King. And he's like, remember who you're talking to.
Right.
He gets all egoed up. And he's like, don't forget. And then she's like, yeah, don't forget who put you here, by the way. So.
Right.
Don't forget
on your baby head.
Yeah.
Don't forget bald ass baby head.
Yeah, don't forget to put the crown on your dumbass bald baby head. It's so smooth.
And he's like,
baby's behind.
Oh
man. Just a 10-foot God King.
And she literally ends the scene going, watch this. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. While I go protect you while you're on your golden throne. Back to the Greek camp here, and another
they're
speech.
just like watching the destruction of Athens
Yeah.
in the distance. They're like, oh man, remember that city that we liked?
Oh man,
my house,
the center of progress. Oh man. Another speech from them testicles, right?
Yeah, he's like, we'll just put a little Windex on it, you guys. It'll be fine.
It's fine. And
yeah, he's like, we all prayed that Sparta would help, and here they are.
The bros are not feeling it. They're like, bro, this is your fault. Like the whole camp turns on him. He's like, no,
we're
Spartans.
Farmers, guy.
Yeah. What chance do we have? We're just farmers. We're just poets. We're, tragedians.
Scruffy little nerf herders.
Tragedians.
That's right.
Tragedians. And he's like, all right, I may have screwed up.
He's like, you guys are right. We're out of boats. We don't know how to combat.
This is how we build a product. We fail fast, and we try to adjust. Then we right the ship. See what I'm doing there? We're righting the ship.
He's like, it's okay. Everybody turn your back on me and your country if that's what you want. I get
Is that what you want to do? Is that what you want to do? Yeah, you want to turn your back on the country?
Totally.
Yeah.
You're all still free men for now.
Yes.
And then predictably, no one leaves.
I kind of wish everyone was like, all right, yeah, we're going home.
See ya.
We're out of here.
Hope Sparta shows up.
You suck at this job. I'm out of here.
Yep. But he's like, instead, nobody leaves. And he's like, alrighty then.
I'm going to do more speeching. Like, no, we don't need more. He goes on about the dying on your knees and versus living on your feet or something like that.
He's like, stories will be told about us for 1,000 years. Like, wink at the camera.
Yeah.
They're going to make graphic novels and movies about us.
Movies and films about us. Historical film documents about us.
Yep. We chose to die on our feet rather than live on our knees, which is a quote from someone else.
Way in a different time that I'm not even trying to calculate.
Yeah. 1,000 years from now, when they watch that moving picture.
Yes. AD. Or whatever it was.
It'll be
after
talkies.
death. Yes. Once Christ is dead, then.
After Christ has lived and died. He's not even born yet.
It's way up there. In the 1910s.
That's right.
Place called Mexico. What? What are you talking about? What are the words you're saying right now? Have you lost your brain? So let's cut to ships. It's ship time, man. Let's go. The ship documentary. We're on Testicles' ship here, and he tells the Sonicles, he's like, hey, your Dadicles' last words. He's like, you earned the right to be at the table. Yeah. Second thing.
No, not that.
Not that. Shut up. Don't talk while I'm talking. He's like, you've earned the right to sit at the table, kid. So.
Aww.
Nice.
And he's got this weird face paint for some reason. Why is he painted like a skeleton?
I don't know. It scared his enemies into death. I don't know. It's it's very Fury Road-esque, mediocre.
Yeah.
Mediocre.
Yeah.
Whoa, what's with the face paint, kid?
Mm-hmm.
Then
sidekick Cleese, the other guy.
Sidekick Cleese.
They're like, well, this will be the last battle that we have together, huh?
Probably. We're probably gonna die out here, bud.
And he's like, did you do those preparations I required? He's like, yep, below deck. You sure you want to do this? Like, we don't have to do this. And he's like, no. We're gonna do it.
We're doing this. It's kind of too late now, buddy. I kind of signed us up for something. We'll just take out the
command center.
Yeah.
If we just kill the people who are in charge, it'll be fine.
Yeah. And just so we all know, there's no room for retreat. So
that's right.
That's it. And here we go. We are in the end battle, the end game.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we cut to Artemisia, and she's like, "All right, everyone, make sure you kill those Greeks. No mercy, no quarter.
Never surrender."
Yeah. Today she says, "Today we deliver submission." I was like,
Thanks.
what a stupid line.
Yeah. I mean,
I hate this movie.
trying to sound like all like epic, like today we deliver submission. What?
Like, are you turning in a paper?
Yeah, what's going on? We shall submit our essays.
The draft of my book was due ages ago.
Ages ago. Speaking of which. And yeah, so yeah, we're ready to war, I think, at this point.
Yep, that's right. Everyone just looks at each other. They do another 5 minutes of that.
And then we got the God King up on the cliff somewhere. He's looking over, watching the ships. He's like, hey, dishwasher. My dishwasher's broken. And then our TV, she gives her speech, and she's just basically pissed that them testicles said no. She's a scorned woman. Like, that's it. She's pissed, right?
Yep.
And then we get it's just big fight. We got ships crashing into each other. We got Greeks going on.
A lot of slow-mo.
A lot of slow-mo, more fighting, more warring, more legs getting copped. This is like the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the movie. It's all slow-mo fighting. There's not.
He looks at Sonicles and he's like, "Your father watches you."
Like, witness me.
Yeah.
And then Artemisia, she gets into it too. She's like, "I'm not just here as a witness. I'm getting in here." And she jumps in and she pulls her swords out slow-mo and chopping up some Greeks, making a little Greek salad.
Right. Yeah.
How many?
It seems like the Persians have the upper hand here for sure.
So did you only have one 300 fact?
Nope, I've just been forgetting.
Oh, okay.
I've just been having too much fun. I feel like this is a good part too. We didn't even need all the distracting facts, but I'll do them right now. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, no problem.
And you're gonna hate them. Maybe if we get to the point towards the end. I mean, this is towards the end. There's like 2 scenes left.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just like rattle off some of these because they're quick and you're gonna be so angry.
Yeah, that's great. That's perfect. End it on a high note.
Yeah, exactly. Should I do it now before we finish?
No, let's we can do it at the end.
Okay, yeah, we'll just do it at the end.
All right. I want to kill the momentum of the scene here.
Well, we ameliorate.
Yes.
No, but thank you for the reminder. I know we've just been rolling and trucking.
I know. I mean, the movie does move along, but it's not good.
Yeah.
But
listeners, send us an email. Was this one okay? This part 2 without the facts?
No, keep the facts. So she gets into it. We get her like ninja-looking sidekicks. They're getting involved. They're killing some people.
Yeah, I think those are the Immortals. If I remember from 300 correctly.
Oh, the Immortals. Okay, so they're in there. We get some heads, sword shots. We got more limbs coming off. Blood, CG blood everywhere. Then them testicles just hops on a horse. I was like, where the hell did this horse come from?
That was my below deck prepreparation. I just got a horse now.
Just got a horse? What?
Is this your secret plan?
This guy's an idiot.
Yeah, he's so dumb.
I was like, so then bad CG horse riding on horses, ships, and he's jumping from ship to ship. He's killing people on the CG horse in slow-mo. And
solo, slaying everybody.
Everybody, killing, blah, blah, blah. He spots Artemisia. He's like, that's that lady. I'm going,
gotcha.
I see you. And he rides his horse across some boats. There's that explosion, slow-mo explosion thing from the trailer where we lose one of the Immortals. And
yeah, that's when he loses his horse.
Well, the horse goes in the water and then jumps out of the water and onto the ship and then immediately gets killed. And he wipes out onto the boat there. And
oh, man.
It's so stupid.
Yep. And then he takes his helmet off because we want to make it stupider.
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea. Keep your helmet on, bud.
Yeah. And he's like, at this point, probably 20 feet away from Artemisia. And they're like right next to each other. And they're just looking at each other like, all right, you don't have a helmet. Now I don't have a helmet.
Well, and he goes through his epic fashion of killing all the Immortals too. Like he kills like 5 or 6 of them. Like there's a bunch of them. He kills all of them. He's like throwing swords, hits one next to her. And then there's all this sort of stuff. And then they have a face off. And they're like, you said no the first time. Now you will say no at the heel of my boot. Or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So then they fight. She like, they have a bunch of sword fighting stuff, and then she like tastes her own blood from her face. And
get
she's
in
like,
there. Yeah.
Yummy. She's like, you fight harder than you.
The best line in the movie right there. Like what?
So then they fight more, and she gets some good slices in on his legs.
Yeah,
like,
she's.
Ow!
I think she's gonna win, right? She has the upper hand on him, right? And then they get a ching 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 ching, and then it gets to the point where like shing, and she's got the knife at his neck, knife point, right? But
But we haven't had enough narration from Gorga, so we start with that again.
Well, we pan back before that. We pan back to see that he's also got his knife at her neck, so they got each other at death blows right now. But when in doubt, narrate, right?
Narrate, yeah.
When in doubt, you're not supposed to do in a movie. Just explain it to your audience.
That's right.
So then we get the speech that she does in the trailer, the wind of whatever, and while she's giving us
a whisper,
it's a whisper, and as she's doing this, you start seeing the wind on Artemisia's hair moving, right? Yeah. And she's like, uh-oh.
She's super distracted. If you were Themistocles, you just kill her right now. She's distracted.
Let's call it a day. Let's move on here.
So stupid.
So yeah, we get this speech. Gorgo's narrating.
Yeah. Yada, freedom, this and that.
Yeah. This is where we're supposed to be like, oh man, the Spartan, they showed up. They're here. And
they show up. Yeah.
They show up, and then
the wind of vengeance arrives.
Yep, and then we get the little line from him being like, "I'd rather die a free man than a slave, even if that chain is attached to you or something." It was a pretty ruthless line. I was like, "Okay, yeah, right."
He was like, "Wait, are you still flirting?"
Yeah, what is this? You guys have a weird relationship here. I don't quite understand it. Yeah. And then the rest of the Greeks come in.
Yep, all of Greece has united around you. Like you're surrounded. Yep. What's up? And Xerxes is like watching from some mountain somewhere.
Yeah, he's like
very confusing.
I guess I'll do this myself. Like, where are you in relation to
everything?
Oh man, I gotta go get my blood in my hands. Mm-hmm. And then
she's like, I'm ready to die.
He just like tosses her. He gets out of the moment there, right? And he's like, you're surrounded. They all came together. God King is like, oh man, right? Lots of elephants. And then he wants her to surrender. She doesn't. She goes after him. Yep. And he stabs her.
Yep.
The old Greek tragedy. Yep. And she's there, and the Spartans show up. The queen gets into some action killing Persians.
It's so slow.
She shows up. She does a whole 5 minutes of fighting and killing some Persians. Yeah. And then
also no armor, no helmet, no shield.
What do you need that stuff that you crafted for the blacksmith back home was like, really? You didn't take the stuff? It took me months to make that.
I made you so much stuff.
Yeah, I made you so much cool stuff, and you're not wearing it. Like,
nope.
What's the point of me?
Yep.
And then Artemisia, she goes down, and she's dead.
Yep.
And then the queen is still kicking ass. She spots them testicles. They unite. They fight and move on.
They look at each other. They're like,
let's do this. They're let's do this.
Yep. And then
that's it.
Cuts basically they start fighting towards the camera.
Yeah. And they're freeze frame. It was I wish it was a freeze frame.
It was basically. Yeah.
Like the end of Breakfast Club, and he puts his arm up.
Yeah.
We're going into battle. And that's it. And then we cut to animated credits with a weird remix version of Black Sabbath's War Pigs.
Yep. Yeah, it was a weird mix.
Weird choice. Just stick with the orchestra. Just stick with the orchestra. You don't need that. This isn't Iron Man.
Nope. Nope. 2014, I guess. It was a different time.
Different time, yeah. The end. Yeah, different time for taste.
The end. Yeah. Now, should we do ameliorate or bonus fast facts?
I say let's ameliorate and then do bonus fast facts, right? To wrap it up with the 300th episode. So ameliorate. Immediately, right off the top. All the narration, get rid of it.
Yep.
All of it.
Don't make a sequel to 300.
Don't make a Don't make a sequel about the Revolutionary War that's somehow tied to this. Don't do any of that.
That's right.
Get rid of the narration. Pick a point of view. I think just stick with one.
Yeah.
You could do the whole thing from Artemisia's view, do it from beginning to end. Her. Make
it about Xerxes.
Make it all about Xerxes and his whole God King stuff.
Either one.
You just bounce around too much. You bounce around way too much.
Don't do before, during, and after.
Yeah, don't
pick one. Yeah, just pick an after. Make it a sequel.
Yeah, pick a point in time and just do that before or after.
End it with an ending.
Yeah.
What happened? Did the Greeks win?
I love how the director's like, yeah, well, the ending leaves it open for sequels. Yeah, no shit, because you didn't finish the movie.
You didn't even finish the scene. Yeah. We have no idea if the Greeks won or lost. They killed that woman, but they also have a billion guys still.
And And Xerxes is up on a cliff with the elephant things, right?
Yeah. Thousands of ships, presumably. It doesn't make any sense.
Finish the movie. End the movie.
Not that I want this movie to be longer.
No. Hour and 22 minutes, 28 minutes is perfect. Or hour 30 minutes, that's beautiful. Yeah. So keep that all the same.
More practical effects. I think you'd save a little budget and also would have been better to look at.
Yeah. I mean, they would copy pasted the 300 style, right? Like they're just doing the same thing. So.
Yep. Make some more quotable lines. I feel like this movie didn't have like everyone was going around being like, "This is Sparta" after 300.
Yeah. This one, what are you doing?
Stinks.
Those are them testicles. No.
Yeah. You fight harder than you. Why didn't people say that after?
Oh no, we gotta shut your cock hole. That's it. Shut
your cock hole.
That might be posted up on our Instagram. Shut your cock hole.
Yeah.
Old white English guy in Athens.
Make a better script.
Yeah. And that's on Zack Snyder and his buddy there, Kurt Johnstad or whatever.
Yeah. Make it clear who. I mean, it's kind of back to your point about taking a viewpoint. Like, make it clear who I'm supposed to be rooting for, because I'm also like, well, they killed his dad. Like, I'm kind of Xerxes, I guess, right?
Yeah,
like, you started it.
It's just a classic. You started. You killed my dad.
Right.
It's just a revenge tale at that point, but from like way out, and then like all of a sudden he becomes like this. Yeah, it doesn't.
Right.
That's the problem. That's the problem with them trying to do this, like before, during, after. Prequelies, middleclues, and sequelies to 300.
Yep.
Too much.
Base it a little more in history. If you're going to make a movie that's like vaguely historical, like the history is interesting enough.
Yeah.
Like just make it more like that.
I was reading, I mean, it's obvious, but I was reading like all these historians like came up, even when 300 came out, how much they just shit on this movie. Like, why would you make this movie like this? Because people will see this and be like, oh, that's what happened. It's like, no, not really. I mean, some things are true, but like
they definitely burned Athens.
like names, and there's no mortal god king.
No, not yet.
But I think that I don't know. That feels good. The narration alone. I think the narration alone. You cut that, this movie's better. Like, just show us what's going on. Just show us what's going on. Like,
and it would have been shorter because the first 15 minutes was all narration.
All right, that's good. Well, so what do you? So 300th episode. This is it. We're wrapping it up. What's you got some 300 facts that you forgot to?
That's right.
Part 2. We're having so much fun.
Bonus 300 facts. Yeah, I did one at the beginning and none of the rest.
I was like, I think you forgot to do something. Yeah,
that's right.
Never. It's better late than never, right?
You're in for a treat, and by in for a treat, I mean you're gonna be mad.
Okay.
So. The number 300 is pretty significant in the Bible, just like 300, because Gideon, we all know Gideon,
right? That crazy bastard.
Yeah, he brought 300 men to defeat the Midianites in the Book of Judges.
Midianites, right?
So, like 300 keeps coming up through history. 300 dudes.
Isn't
enough dudes?
It's not enough dudes. Just so you know, it's not enough bros. Midianites, isn't that how the Jedi determine how strong with the Force you are? It's Midianites.
That's right.
Yeah, Midianites.
That's right.
If you have 300 Midianites, you're a pretty strong Jedi, I think.
It's
I might be getting my lore a little mixed up here, but yeah.
No, you're totally right. Okay. That one was like acceptable. The next one, did you know 300 Kelvin is approximately 26.85 Celsius, which is about room temperature. So next time people are asking, what's room temperature are you trying to do?
300 Kelvin.
300 Kelvin.
300 Kelvin. How's that make you feel? Yeah. Go say that in an MIT bar to make you feel like you're smart. 300 Kelvin.
If you like that one, you'll love this one. In bowling,
okay,
the perfect score is 300.
God damn you.
Okay, wait. Oh, the next one. There are approximately 300 billion stars in the Milky Way. Did you know that?
300 billion stars in the Milky Way?
Apparently. Approximately.
Yeah. I did not know that. I mean, you could have said 400. I've been like, yep, that sounds about right.
Next up, there are over 300 languages spoken in London, making it one of the most linguistically diverse cities in the world. Did you know that?
I did not know that. 300 languages in London?
Yeah.
Are there even that many? There's only like 10 languages, right?
I didn't know, dude. I mean, did we talk about this in a recent episode, or am I just making it out in my mind?
Yeah, both.
One where I was listening to a different podcast about languages and whatnot, and apparently we lose, like, there are languages that die every day. Like, more than one language dies every day. Of like
Extra
the last
facts.
person that was speaking it just like dies. Yeah, how crazy is that?
Extra facts. I love it. Okay.
There's so many, way more languages than you think.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I was like, I knew there was more, but I was like, there's only like 10 I really care about.
We barely speak one.
I know. If anyone's listening to this podcast. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, Australian doesn't count.
That's not a language. This is a language.
That's right. That's right. In
There's
Norse
more.
mythology, there's more. I got a couple more.
Okay.
In Norse mythology, the Hall of Valhalla is said to have 540 doors, each large enough for 800 warriors to pass through, which
300.
totals 432,000 warriors, which is a number that you can divide evenly by 300.
I thought there was going to be like a 300 virgins thing coming in there.
Nope, even stupider.
See you in Valhalla. So mediocre.
That's right. That's right. And I'll leave you with this.
Okay.
In chemistry, the element number 300 has not been discovered or synthesized yet, but it's theoretically predicted that in the extended periodic table as part of the super heavy elements, our favorite elements.
We love the super heavy elements. Okay. ITMT is on the periodic table of elements.
More air horns. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go. That's good.
300.
300. We did it. We survived. We made it. This is like
listeners, you made it.
Yes, you made it. Thanks for getting to this war with us, because we like to make ridiculous analogies to things that shouldn't be made.
It's a battle.
It's a battle out there. Battle out there every day, Gotta live it.
Yeah, we do it for you. We couldn't have done it without you. 300.
Here's to 300 more.
That's right.
All right. Thanks for listening to our 300th episode. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did making this. We'll be back next week with our new movie, episode 301. We start a whole new generation of episodes.
That's right.
And trailer trash. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Set us to auto download. And if you like the show, tell a friend.
Or tell a stranger. Write a review on a review site. Like, oh, these guys talked for 300 episodes. Isn't that nuts? 5 stars.
That's almost 300 hours of content.
Right? People love that. It's way more than 300
It's way more
hours of content. But some of the earlier episodes, listeners, if you haven't been a long-time listener, and let's be real, most of you have been. But the ones who haven't, go back and listen to when we used to do part 2 for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, back when we used to drink a lot while we were doing these. Yeah, it's not.
That's right. It took way longer.
Way longer.
Some say we were funnier, but
tomato.
yeah. Anyway, go back and listen. If you do, send us an email about it, and we'll start off our 300s with a nice fan service.
Ooh.
In trailer trash next week. That'd be lovely.
I love that. Yeah, 301. Let's do it.
Or don't have to do any of that stuff. Just go to the website because you can find all the information about the podcast. 300 episodes. Like, if you want something to fall asleep to, you want something to road trip to, you want something for any time in your life. Your wedding soundtrack.
Your wedding song. You dance to.
Your first dance. Your dance with your father.
Yep.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Download it from the website. We can also get merch. We sell wedding dresses.
Maybe. No, we do not. No.
Wedding T-shirts, though. Yes.
Tapestries.
Yep. Wedding tapestries. Yep.
Tote bags. Yep.
Wedding tote bags. Yep. Russ's book host, not on the website, but you can buy it wherever you buy books.
It's true.
Or it doesn't matter. Just go there anyway. Check it out. It's fun. It's thismeetsthat.com. 300 more.